Hi, friends. Welcome to Just the Two of Us. My name is Colleen, and today we're going to make, I'm hesitating to call them something because I'll explain in a minute. I'm having a bit of trouble with YouTube, and I don't want to use the word fire, STARTER, because I'm already having trouble with YouTube, and I'm afraid if I use that word, I'm going to be even blocked from that. So we're going to make some homemade fire things that help to get your fire going really, really quickly in your wood burning stove, when you're camping, when you're just lighting a fire outside. Excuse me. And it's so easy. And probably if you're a homesteader, you already have these things around your homestead anyway. Many years ago, I went to any thrift store, wherever, and I still look for this. I bought 2 or 3 old muffin pans. I found this really old kettle or kettle pot. You can even just use an old pot on the stove, it doesn't matter. I try and look for like beeswax candles, and these ones I've burnt, and I don't feel comfortable burning them any lower than this in a candle holder. And I look for like old candles. To me, it's not money or cost savings if I have to buy like real candles at full price. That's why I go to secondhand stores. I paid 50 cents for this. And what we're going to do is melt these candles down on the stove like in a double boiler situation. We're going to fill our muffin tins with wood chips that I have in plenty, and we're going to pour them into the muffin, fill the wood chips into the muffin tins, pour the melted wax over, make little pucks, and these things get your fire started in no time. It reignites your fire if you've let it go out overnight. Like I said, they're great for camping or starting outside, when you have a fire pit outside or whatever. So we're going to head over to the stove. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ones in. I guess I don't need the wick. I can pull that out later. And I'm going to cut this guy down. I already have some water on the stove warming up. We'll head over there and I'm going to show you how we melt this. So here they all are in the pot. I just mixed a bunch of them together. They're just going to sit here. I'm going to raise the temperature a little bit to get the water not boiling but hotter, and then they'll slowly melt, and then they'll be ready to pour. Doesn't take long at all. I have a wooden skewer that I'm just going to stir them around every once in a while, and that's all there is to that. Before we continue with today's project, I'd humbly like to ask you a favor. I don't know what YouTube has been doing for the past month. I don't know if I've been on a timeout, a suspension. I don't know what they've done. I don't know what I've done wrong. I don't know. But for the past month, nobody has been seeing my videos. I'm not getting my comments regularly. Nothing has been happening. So I'm asking you if you could leave a like, a thumbs up, a comment, or something so my videos get seen. I can't even contact them yet because I haven't reached the status of what it is to become like a YouTube partner. So I'm totally in the dark as to what I have done wrong. I have no idea. I think my videos are pretty benign and harmless, but there is something that in the past month that any video I have put out since then is not being shown. So it would be a huge help if you could leave a comment and or a thumbs up. That would really, really help. I usually don't even ask for anything like this, but I'm asking for your help. That would be terrific. So thank you so much. So in less than 5 minutes, all those pieces melted. And if I had cut them in smaller pieces, they would have even melted faster. So let's go make some little pucks. Okay, I filled up one of the muffin tins. And it's worth noting, I specifically put on an old t-shirt that already has stuff stuck to it. And it's a messy work environment, so I've covered everything with old newspaper. So I just take a bunch of the wood chips, and as you pour the wax, you can add more wood chips to it because they're gonna like deflate. I'm doing this faster than I normally would because I want to show you quickly. I was thinking of maybe like starting a little series of like saving money on the Homestead or something, because I do have a few little tricks and tips up my sleeve, because STARTERSs are very expensive to buy. They're full of chemicals that you do not want to be inhaling in your home, and they work amazing. So we'll start with this one. Now whether you use a pot or a kettle, this was just in boiling water, so safety is a must. I'm using an old pot holder, so I'll bring you in close, but I'll show you a few. You just pour the wax right around. And you need quite a bit of wax. Like, the wax is basically just the glue to hold the wood chips. And then I'm going to press it down. And then I can add a bit more on the top, without burning my fingers touching the wax. And it helps compress it. And anything excess, I think I put too much there. Any excess wood chips, I'll just shake off after. So be very careful, hot wax. And if you find, let's say you're doing a lot of this, if you find your wax is getting thick or cooling off, you just keep your water warm on the stove and you put it right back on to melt again. Okay, I'll turn it around and I'll do the other three with you. Not a long time, but you really have to let the wax dry before you pull these out. So I'm going to pour some wax on these three. It couldn't be an easier project. It can just be a touch messy with all the wood chips and stuff, but well worth it in my opinion. So I take extra wood chips so I'm not burning myself and compressing it. And there. I'm just going to let these sit now and dry, and I'll work on the other tray. And then when everything's dry, I'll show you what they look like. So I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to shake off the excess yet, because anything that's going to stick to it, I want it to stick right now. I'm really going to press it down. The more wood chips you can get in there, the better. See, I'm still squeezing out a bit of wax, which is good because then I can stick more wood chips in there. See, I can still get more in there with the amount of wax I poured in. I can still get more in that guy. All right, I think that's good. So I'll do the next tray and I'll see you back when all of them are done. Let's see how these come out. They could probably sit a little bit longer, but I'm just using an old, like a pointy knife. I guess a blunt knife would work too. He came out pretty good. They're not completely hard yet. Oh, that's pretty good. There. See, the wax isn't always distributed it evenly, but that's okay. Oh, he's a little lopsided. No, this guy's in too. You can't win them all. That's a good one too. Perfect. I think the object is to have a bit more wood chips than wax, but they look good to me. He's a tall one. There. All right, I'm gonna do one more round, and then I'll show you them when they're all done. All done. Obviously, if you could do this outside, it would be a lot better, but we're already like in freezing-ish temperature, so it's a beautiful day though. The sun's shining, but I'm doing it indoors. So I added another smallish pillar candle that I got at a thrift store. So in total, this project cost me maybe $1.25, $1.50, and I ended up with 36. I did 3 times 2 trays, and I think they all turned out pretty good. I was also thinking this would be a really good stocking stuffer if you have a camper in your family or just someone who has a wood burning stove, especially someone, maybe who lives alone, has a hard time starting their fire and stuff. These things work like the bomb. So what I do to store them is I just take a cardboard box. I have parchment paper in there. I just line them up like this, and I pack them all in there. We keep them close to the stove, not beside the stove, because it's a cardboard box. And as we need them, we take them out. When it gets really, really cold out, we keep the stove going quite often, so we don't always have to start the stove. We keep it going quite a bit, so these will keep us going for quite a while. And then if we need more, I just make more, because I always make sure I keep used candles. You can buy wax to melt in that, but then that's very expensive. The whole idea is trying to do this on the cheaper side and be environmentally friendly by not using that was the other thing. Like, I don't use scented candles or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it like natural and all that. I don't want all the additive things that they put in the real fire, STARTERSs. So if you understand why I don't want to use that word, is because of already the trouble I'm having with YouTube. So I don't even know how I'm going to title this, but I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a comment. That would help out immensely. So I hope you like this. So maybe I'll start a little series of how we save money on the homestead. And I love doing little projects like this. So until we're together again, take care.